Major General Trevor Bradenkamp, Commanding General Joint Task Force National Capital Region and the U.S. Army Military District of Washington, and Fort Meade Senior Commander, visited this week to meet with garrison leadership. Hello and welcome to Meade Week. I'm Brian Spann. More on the General's visit in a moment. But first, we have some traffic news to pass on. For the next 2 months, you can expect increased traffic and numbers of construction vehicles on some of Fort Meade's main roads: Rockenbach, Cooper, Mapes, Taylor, and Rock Avenue. Temporary signs with the contractor's logo are being installed at each intersection along the route. Stay safe and stay tuned for any updates. In other news, the Army Housing Tenant Satisfaction Survey is out. The annual survey collects feedback about the housing experiences of service members and their families. It's an Army-wide survey, but the feedback has a big local effect.
Locally, it's important because we take that feedback and turn it into an action plan. So things that happen on the installation, as I said, this is the first year for the barracks, but in privatized housing, some of the road work or the sidewalk work that's done, even the renovations that are upcoming have been because of feedback that comes from the Tenant Satisfaction Survey. Finished last year, we had a road and sidewalk plan. And there is only a finite amount of money that can be spent on projects like that. So when we're trying to determine where to put it, the feedback from the Tenant Satisfaction Survey helped us to prioritize roads specifically.
If you haven't received an email with a link to the survey, you need to make sure that your neighborhood center has the correct address on file. The survey runs through May 1st, but Stafford encourages everyone not to put it off for too long.
If you can't get to it this week, you have time, but we really encourage the larger the feedback, the more accurate it is, because we're getting a viewpoint of people across the board, across various neighborhoods, ranks, etc. So this is important for us. We actually do less surveying than we used to do. So this one is super important. Please fill it out.
Elsewhere, as we mentioned earlier, Fort Meade Senior Commander Major General Trevor Bradenkamp visited Fort Meade this week. He met with garrison leadership, toured the Freedom Center Barracks and a Child Development Center, but he concluded the day with a special ceremony. The patching ceremony featured Garrison Soldiers exchanging installation management command patches for the Army Military District of Washington patch.
So today we take pause to change the unit patch that you wear on your left sleeve. It's more than a simple uniform adjustment. It's really a symbol to highlight how the Army is refocusing its efforts and prioritizing the services delivery at Army installations and around the globe. We have always worked together in defense of our nation, but this adjustment in command alignment, we will now share a common unit identity that will not only strengthen our ability to deliver the best support, but also continue to represent the best of our nation.
April is Alcohol Awareness Month, and Fort Meade's Army Substance Abuse Program, or ASAP, is presenting an awareness through art event April 17th from noon to 3:30 at the McGill Training Center. The event is being staged by a nonprofit organization, True Top 1%.
We have an organization called the True Top 1%. And their goal is to teach about alcohol awareness and effects that it have on our veteran and our military community by using a beer bottle to paint. What they're going to do is they're going to bring in all the materials. They're going to have the beer bottles already. And the goal is to build a functional clock. And then they're going to paint what they call the Soldier's Cross. We're looking for about 20 volunteers that want to be able to do this. And they're going to showcase the connection between alcoholism and suicide, but also, a way of using the thing that may have caused pain as a way that brings out something beautiful.
Although the event is in April, more volunteers are needed. Email Dr. Poe to register. Meanwhile, we close this week with some springtime reminders from MWR. Let's start with youth sports. Registration is now open for spring sports. They include cheerleading, flag football, soccer, baseball, and more. The season runs from April 14th through June 13th. For more information, call Youth Sports at 301-677-1149. Moving on, the extremely popular MWR Run Series kicks off with the Armed Forces 5K on May 17th. All the runs start at 8 a.m. at Murphy Fieldhouse. You can register for one run or all of them. The first 200 registered participants will receive a medal at the end of each run. For more information, go to me.armymwr.com. And finally this week, don't forget about the Spring Youth Fishing Rodeo. The rodeo, brought to you by the Meade Rod and Gun Club and MWR Outdoor Rec, is scheduled for Saturday, April 5th from 8 to noon at Burba Lake. As always, prizes will be awarded in 3 age categories: 3 to 6 years old, 7 to 11, and 12 to 15. Snacks will be available for purchase. Once again, for details, go to me.armymwr.com. And that's Meade Week for this week. I'm Brian Spann for everyone at Meade TV and the Fort Meade Public Affairs Office. Have a great weekend and a great Meade Week.